1 year sober. The story continues. This is the deep work. The rebuild, the reflection, the truth of starting over. This is TOMU, the open mic, unfiltered. Let's get into it. Weeks 13 to 26. This is where the real work began. The deeper stuff. The uncomfortable truth. The uncomfortable stuff. The part nobody really talks about. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when it started, but I'd say it was somewhere around halfway through my therapy sessions. Once I'd removed the obvious problems, the drink, the drugs, especially the weed, things started to shift. Weed was the last one to go, and when it did, it felt like I could finally feel again. More natural, more instinctive, more me. That's when the real internal work started, looking inward, not outward. I had to break down the old parts of myself, bury that ego, and be brutally honest. No more hiding, no more pretending. And with that honesty came some heavy truths. I realized I needed help, like proper help. That I'd been running from myself, telling everyone I was fine, so no one would question me. If I looked okay, then I must be okay, right? That was the lie I lived for years. Underneath it all, I was scared. Scared of being alone, scared of being shamed, scared of being embarrassed, and scared that one day I'd lose everything, including myself. Truth is, I didn't know if I was even cut out for this world sometimes. But the contradiction, deep down, I've always felt like I was here for a reason. Maybe I was scared of success too. Because success means change. And change, it means responsibility. It's easier to run. It's easier to numb. I also had to face things that had happened to me. Things I didn't have to or should never have gone through. I realized I was still carrying that little boy in my arms. A man holding on to the child that never got to heal. And I had to face this too. Everything that happened in my adult life, good or bad, that was on me. Every decision, every consequence. And I thought, if I can make bad decisions, I can make good ones too. And that was the flip. Taking ownership of my life. Understanding that I'm the one writing my script now. Sobriety changed my relationships too, in mixed ways. Some friendships were built purely around getting fucked up. The nights out, the chaos, the laughs that you only half remember. But to be honest, most of the changes were positive. I'm calmer now. I'm more present. And with my girlfriend, she doesn't have to worry about me disappearing or if I'll even come home. Her peace is also my peace. It's nice to give her that again. And my family, they've always supported me. We don't see each other so much anymore because I've moved abroad, but I know they rest easier now. They don't have to worry if I'm out somewhere doing God knows fucking what. Their peace of mind, again, is my peace of mind. There wasn't really any big surprises during this stretch. No shocks. I knew it was going to be hard, but if I had to name one thing, it would probably be the loneliness. That thought of being lonely, it's heavy, Navigating life sober in social settings, trying to find that confidence again without a drink in your hand. The confidence is still there. It's just buried under years of numbing. I had to learn, I'm still learning how to unlock it again. What got me through this middle stretch was pure determination. Refusal to let myself down again. Or the people I love. I wasn't going to self-sabotage this time. I'd come too far. I could see the positive changes. I could feel the difference. And not waking up hungover? Fucking hell, that alone was beautiful. When I hit 6 months sober, I didn't really celebrate. I didn't reflect much either. I've kind of taken this whole journey one day at a time, to be honest. 6 months didn't feel like a finish line. It felt, more like a checkpoint. Something to nod at and then, keep moving. Maybe that's a flaw in me. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe I'm always raising that bar before I even fucking reach it. Never stopping to, actually give myself a fucking pat on the back. But maybe that's also why I'm still here. Still pushing. Weeks 27 to 39, this stretch felt different. It wasn't easier, but it was clearer. People talk about this point in sobriety like life suddenly opens up and gets bigger and brighter. Like the clouds part and everything just, makes sense. And honestly, it didn't really feel like that. Not for me anyway. Life didn't magically expand, but it did start to feel more real. My network, of course, it got smaller, but I started building a new one. Adding people and things that actually aligned with me. And that was exciting in its own quiet little way. Life, it feels more rewarding now. Days are longer, weekends last instead of disappearing into a blur. It's not the same vicious cycle. Get wrecked all weekend, suffer till Wednesday, feel half alive by Thursday, and then fucking do it all again on Friday. That's done now. Now it's memories I can actually remember. Concerts, birthdays, moments that fucking stick. And that itself makes life feel bigger. New passions came, not really old ones returning. I didn't get back to who I was. I started building who I am. This podcast, content creating, editing, even looking after plants, reading, learning, growing, creating. Everything I've suppressed for so long was coming out of me, was coming to me. And keeping myself busy, but in a way that feeds me, not drains me. Because a man without purpose will always find purpose and pleasure. And for me, that used to be a pint in a fucking bag. Football's still there. That's never going to leave me. But the rest is all new. One of the big sober firsts came at my mate's wedding in Sorrento. It was another test. Going to something like that sober felt mad at first. You question yourself, you're sitting there like, am I boring now? Do people think I'm different? You have all these questions running through your head. And yeah, of course I had to explain myself over and over, but here's what hit me. I remember I was there. I could see my girlfriend smile, and she was laughing and dancing, and she was having a proper good time without worrying what I was up to. And seeing her like that, and knowing I was present, actually there, sober, remembering it all, that moment's burned into me forever. That was a blessing. That was worth every doubt. And that's how I want to see life from now on. My mindset, it's shifting slowly. Don't get me wrong, I still get fucking FOMO. And maybe I always will. But I've learned to weigh it up. I'd rather miss that one night than miss all the other moments that follow after. Because you can get wasted and have a great time, but then you're disconnected for weeks. Well, at least I was. Foggy, flat. And you know what? I've got more to live for now than a pint in a bag. Temptation, obviously, it still comes. Of course it does. When your best memories were tied to alcohol and getting fucked up, you wonder if you'll ever have nights like that again. That carefree buzz, rolling in and out of pubs, laughing till fucking stupid o'clock. That sense of freedom. Even if it was fake, you were free in the moment. Who gives a fuck? Because that's what it was, really. False happiness. Short-term freedom built on long-term pain. I felt happy because I couldn't feel anything else. And that's not real. And yeah, I still think sometimes maybe one last blowout, one big goodbye, one final dance, a big hurrah. But deep down, I know that's just my brain craving old chaos. There's nothing left there for me. The positives, though, they're stacking up. Health-wise, I'm cleaner. I'm not putting poison into my body, which means I eat better, I sleep better, I move more. No more hungover takeaways 4 days a fucking week. More energy to cook, to live. I smoke less because I'm not drinking. It all connects, One good decision leads to another. Just like one bad one used to lead to another bad one. My mindset's clearer. I'm focused. I'm driven. Calmer. But listen, that doesn't mean it's perfect. I still wake up tired some days. I still have those fuck it days where everything feels heavy. Don't believe anyone who says sobriety makes every morning beautiful, because it fucking doesn't. But I'm better to myself now. I let myself fall. I'll let myself fail, because now I know it won't hurt me like it used to. It won't send me into a spiral of self-doubt to then run and escape through whatever means. I know now I will return stronger, and that's the difference. Weeks 40 through 52. A full circle. This stretch wasn't about the fight anymore. It was about finding peace. About learning to live sober, not just be sober. When did sobriety start to feel normal? Honestly, it hasn't. Maybe it never will. I spent so much of my life chasing highs that normal is still something I'm learning. It does get easier though. I don't think about drinking every day now, or every weekend. It's more distant now, you know. It's like a memory you can still see but no longer feel. Not normal, not natural, just quieter. And that's enough for now. What I've learned this year is that life is worth living. That there's beauty everywhere. I just hadn't opened my eyes, heart, or mind enough to notice it before. I used to think life was supposed to be a highlight reel, always chasing the next thrill, the next hit, the next night out. But life isn't meant to be constant pleasure. It's meant to be everything. The good, the bad, the boring, and the beautiful. Pain isn't the enemy anymore. Pain's part of the process. Without it, how could I ever appreciate peace? Staying sober is hard, but living sober is worth it. Because actually living, is messy, painful, ordinary, but still somehow extraordinary. When it comes to stress and emotion, I used to avoid it all, run from it, bury it. Now I face it. I recognize stress for what it is. A message, not a monster. It passes quicker when you look it in the eye. I'm more regulated now, more grounded. It could be the fucking meds, maybe, but I think it's more than that. I trust life a little more. I trust myself a little more. Looking at myself compared to a year ago, the difference is night and day. Back then I was lost, angry, ashamed, full of self-hate. Now, I'm confident, grounded, excited by challenge instead of afraid of it. I know my worth. I know my purpose. And what I'm doing here, this podcast, this journey, this conversation, this is part of that purpose. Gratitude for me is simple now. It's being here, alive. Having people I love still by my side after all I put them through. It's being healthy, mobile, clothed, fed. Waking up with a clear head and knowing I have control over my choices. That's wealth. That's peace. As for year 2, stay sober. Keep growing. Grow the podcast, grow my network, and help as many people as I can. And, you know, maybe get into public speaking, start some support groups, and build something bigger than myself. Because that's what it's all about. And if this year's taught me anything, it's that helping others helps me too. It gives the pain a purpose. It turns all the chaos into something that means something. If I could talk to my day one self now, I'd tell him this. Everything that's come before, we leave it here. You are not your past. You are worthy of more. You are capable of achieving your goals. You are not a failure. You are not a bad person. This is a new start, a chance to take yourself back. It won't be easy, mate. You'll want to quit. You'll question everything, but don't. On the other side of this pain is a world you won't even recognize. A world built by you, for you. And to anyone listening who's just starting out, the same message goes for you. Keep going. This journey isn't straight or simple. It's messy, full of highs that feel electric and lows that rip you open. But through all of it, you'll learn who you really are. You'll grow in ways you didn't think were possible. Every day you stay committed to yourself, to a better tomorrow, doors will open that you never even saw before. You'll miss the old you. Of course you will. You'll grieve them. But that version of you served a purpose. They got you this far. Now it's time to find out who you're becoming. If I had to leave one truth about sobriety, it's this. Sobriety will hurt, but it will give more than it takes. And before I finish, I need to give thanks. Because yes, I know it's going on a bit long. I apologize, but I need to do this. I need to thank. I need to thank everyone, the people. Because you know what? The work's come from me, but I didn't do it alone. My girlfriend, thank you for getting me to that program. for staying when you didn't have to, and for loving me when I couldn't love myself. To my family, for never giving up on me, even when I gave you every reason to. For being the support system you have been throughout my whole life, and for always loving me. And for not always telling me what I wanted to hear, but telling me what I needed to hear. Without you, none of this would have been possible. And to my friends, for being there when I needed lifting up. And to Coco Lucy, my therapist, my support team, for helping me make sense of the noise in my head and teaching me tools I'll use for life. And let's not forget to you, the listeners. When I see you listening, commenting, sharing your stories, it reminds me I'm not just shouting into the void. It tells me this matters, that you get it. And that's fucking everything. To my future self, thank you for not giving up, mate. This is your purpose. This is your freedom. This is your redemption. And this is real. Keep going. Don't look back. And remember, be good to yourself. If this episode connected with you, or you're walking your own recovery path, remember, you're not alone. You're doing something brave, something real. Give yourself credit for that. If you think this might help someone, please share it. We lose too many good people to addiction and mental health struggles, and maybe, just maybe, this will help one of them hold on. And if you wouldn't mind, it'd be amazing if you could follow the show, leave a rating, check the podcast out on the socials, there's extra content there. And if you want to help keep it going, you can buy me a coffee. The link's in the description. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week, Survivor.